watching NotesIn9.
Hello, and welcome to NotesIn9. I'm David Leedy. Episode 110, Mobile Controls, Part 1. Go mobile or go home. Alright, before we get in the show, just a quick update on some recent Notes9 happenings. I was hacked. The site was hacked. And the WordPress site was down for the last several days. I think Sean Call was the first person to tell me that it was redirecting to some crappy site. And it was just a mess. And apparently what happened was some code got injected from an old Flash player post, maybe when I was playing around with Blueberry or so. I don't know. But I had no chance of fixing this myself because I don't know WordPress. So I turned to Chris Miller, who's an expert at all things admin and social and all that other stuff that he gets into. And he's got a site at idonotes.com. And it was actually really bad timing when the site went down because I was on the way out to a business trip and Chris was in the middle of the IMLUG event that he hosts and organizes. But as soon as he got a breath of fresh air, he was able to fix the problem. It took quite a while, actually, from what I'm told. And I did just want to say thanks to him. I've been affiliated with him through Spike Studio, his kind of like podcasting network or so, since very early on into the Notes9 start. He's hosted the WordPress site for me, and I do really appreciate that because, again, I'm really not good at this back end stuff at all. So the site is back up and running. Hopefully, all is good now. If there's any problems, please let me know. Okay, this is a show and my attempt at this mobile madness thing, which is fizzling a little bit because I don't have that many mobile shows. But I've got three coming for you here, and I've got one or two others in the queue. I've got something great from Kathy Brown coming, and hopefully I've got my own little slant or two at some mobile shows. But this show sees a returning contributor. Peter Presnell comes back, and Peter Presnell is now with Red Pill Development, and there's his Twitter name, and he's got all sorts of other contact information, but he goes on the demo, so I won't double up on that. But he's a previous Notes9 contributor. As much as I like new Notes9 contributors, which I do, but I also like it when they come back, which I really like that too. So it's a win-win, quite honestly. So what he's going to do is he's going to start off with a three-part series on basically mobile development. And this is going to be part one, which is going to be kind of like a very basic intro of getting started, some background information, where to find more information, etc. And before we go on, so rather than talking just about Peter, I want to talk a minute about Red Pill development. So Red Pill is his company. It's made up of some former and current IBM champions, mostly names you recognize, like Nathan Freeman is there, Keith Strickland is there. Keith has done a Domino blog template on OpenNTF. Nathan is a key voice behind the new OpenNTF Java API replacement thingy that they're working on, which does look very exciting. And what Red Pill does is they really specialize in trying to modernize all your old Notes applications to give them a mobile front end, like all in one shot. So how do they do that? Well, they got this new product called Red Pill Mobile, and it's whatever they do. I don't know what the behind the scenes is, but some tooling that lets them kind of scan through your databases and, at least in a read-only sense, automatically put some a mobile front end on it. And from what they say, and there's a great video on YouTube on this, but what they say is they did the entire Nifty 50, which is actually more than 50 databases, go figure. But they did the entire Nifty 50 in under an hour. I think it was really like 35 minutes or so. They put a mobile front end on it. Now, if you want to edit it and stuff like that, that's a little more effort or so, but at least get some read-only information out there. They've got some tools to kind of blow through your application portfolio in theory, and get it to mobile. And I really like what I really like about them is they do share a lot back to the community, and they are these mobile experts. Like, for instance, I know I've been struggling lately with trying to get a bottom tab bar on the in mobile controllers because that doesn't come out of the box or so. Well, apparently one of their guys has solved that problem, and I'm trying to get him on the show to basically go over that example and stuff too. So again, it's a great company. I know we at the day job have used them for at least one little thing to save us some time. And if you need help, they're available. Okay, so with that being said, let's go to the demo of part one of Peter going through things involved in an XPages mobile controls application.
Thank you, David. Welcome to this video presentation on using mobile controls. My name is Peter Presnell. I work with Red Pill Development, an IBM business partner that specializes in modernizing Notes applications using XPages, where a lot of our work involves building mobile front ends to applications using the XPages mobile controls. If you wish to contact me, you can find me on most of the social media platforms. Today's session is the first in a series of videos that cover the mobile controls included with IBM's extension library. In this session we will cover the requirements for using the mobile controls, look at how the mobile controls are surfaced inside Designer, steps through the process for applying the mobile theme to a Notes application, look at sample code to implement a redirect for mobile devices, and finally we'll look at how you can customize XPages code for use with mobile devices. It is important to understand that the XPages mobile controls are based on Dojo mobile controls, just as many other UI controls for XPages are also based on Dojo controls. Dojo Mobile was first introduced as part of Dojo 1.5. Domino 8.5.3 uses Dojo 1.6.1, while Domino 8.5.2 only uses Dojo 1.4.3. If using Domino 8.5.2, you must ensure that Dojo 1.5 or higher is installed on your Domino server in order to run the mobile controls. Domino 9.0 uses Dojo 1.8, which includes a number of significant enhancements to its mobile controls. Most of these are not yet built into the XPages mobile controls. XPages mobile controls are not the only option for mobile development in XPages. jQuery is a popular JavaScript framework amongst many XPages developers. jQuery also has its own flavor of mobile controls. A word of warning that using either the Dojo or jQuery mobile controls directly does require a little bit more work and a deeper understanding than the native XPages mobile controls. This is because IBM have done a lot of work to customize its own versions of the Dojo controls to better integrate with the overall XPages framework. Typically, if the XPages mobile controllers provide what you need, you'll develop an application using them in a fraction of the time of alternatives. In order to run applications using XPages mobile controls, you are going to need the XPages extension library to be installed on your Domino server. This is included as a standard part of the Domino 9.0 install. If you're using Domino 8.5.3, you will need to install Update Pack 1. For Domino 8.5.2, an unsupported version of the extension library can be downloaded from OpenNTF. The same requirements are also in existence for Domino Designer to allow you to build mobile applications using the controls. Finally, you'll typically need a mobile device to run the application. IBM currently support both iOS and Android devices. Once the extension library is installed in Domino Designer, you will see a palette of 9 mobile controls. These will be covered in detail in the next session. It is necessary to apply a specific mobile theme to applications built using the mobile controls. Without this theme, the application is still going to look a lot like a typical web application. The screenshot on the right shows the difference once the mobile theme has been applied. The mobile theme is applied in a different way to standard XPages themes. The styling is actually built into the existing themes, but we need a way to control when the mobile specific theming is to be applied to an XPage. This is done by nominating which XPages are to be rendered as mobile using a specific prefix that we are going to assign to our XPages. To do this, we must edit the XSP properties for our application. This is done in slightly different ways depending on which version of Domino Designer you are using. From the Sources tab, we add an entry for xsp.theme.mobile.page prefix. Here we assign the characters that will appear at the start of those XPages that are to be rendered with the mobile theme. In this example, all XPages starting with the characters M underscore will be assumed to be mobile XPages and have the mobile theme automatically applied. All other XPages will be displayed without the mobile theme. Once this has been set up, XPages with matching prefixes will be displayed using one of two flavors of the mobile theme developed for iOS and Android. It is also possible to view these XPages using a standard browser. This is often a more convenient way to develop and test the mobile XPages. To control the specific device appearance on your browser, simply append a $platform equals iPhone or $platform equals Android to the URL. Hybrid applications will often want to redirect users to different XPages based upon the type of device being used. This is especially true when the mobile design is significantly different to the standard web design. To do this, we will create a redirect XPage. First, create an XPage. Make it the default XPage when opening the database. Add the code shown to the after page loader event for the XPage. This will trigger different XPages being loaded based on the type of device opening the application. And that's all there is to it. Just save the XPage and then away it'll go. The XPages mobile controls are great, but they are after all still version 1.0. You are likely to need to customize the look and feel by applying your own theme to overcome some of the limitations that presently exist. This is also a good way to apply your own corporate UI standards to the mobile applications. Where possible, you should look for the opportunity to use a single XPage or custom control for both mobile and non-mobile devices. This will reduce the amount of coding, testing, and maintenance required. When building a single component that works for both standard web browsers and mobile devices, you can conditionally include or exclude controls by creating a server-sided JavaScript function isMobile that recognizes mobile devices. Then, within your XSP code, you can direct components to only load when it is or is not a mobile device by referring to the isMobile function in your server-sided JavaScript code. A similar function can also be written for client-sided JavaScript. Well, that concludes this session on getting started with mobile controls. In the next session, we'll take a detailed look at the 9 mobile controls the extension library currently provides us. Later sessions will cover how other extension library controls, such as those used to display outlines, views, and forms, can be applied in a mobile application. If you have questions about mobile controls or any other aspect of XPages development, I would highly recommend Stack Overflow as a great place to ask and answer questions. Simply use or search on the tag XPages. For additional information on XPages and mobile controls, there is really only one URL you need to remember: xpages.info. This site, operated by OpenNTF, consolidates information from a lot of different XPages sites into a single portal. Some of my personal favorites, for which you will find links, include the XPages Extension Library book, written by some of the community's thought leaders on XPages development. Chapter 10 is dedicated to covering the mobile controls and is a great place to start when building your first mobile application. The IBM Developer Works site has a lot of great technical information and is constantly being updated by IBM and the community. There is a great tutorial on mobile controls that mirrors a lot of the information found in the XPages Extension Library book. The discussion and Teamroom templates provided by IBM as part of Notes have been updated with version 9 to include mobile interfaces. These provide a great resource with real working code that can be pulled apart for use in your own mobile applications. And of course, finally, David Leedy's NotesIn9 videos are a great resource for XPages developers. Follow the link from xpages.info or go directly to David's blog at NotesIn9.com, or jump directly to the video index at xpages.tv. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to covering more on mobile controls in one of the next sessions.
And that's the demo. I thank Peter for coming back on the show with this and the next 2 series, which I actually have, so they should hopefully be out relatively soon. And if you have any questions for me, here's my contact information, and I thank you for your time.